What is up, guys? How we all doing out there? We are gonna do the podcast soon. Just let some people join. What's up, Becky? What's up, Matt? How y'all doing?
Hey, so good. It's a lovely day. It's lovely getting close to the end of the week. It's been a great week so far. So I'm happy to be here with y'all.
Excited to be here as well. What a last 2 trading days. Wow.
It's been fun.
Wow.
Man, Matt, I have missed fills by less than 3 points like 10 times yesterday. It's insane.
Like, yesterday, I missed 2 trades, kind of like you just were talking about. Because you know how I anchor on the 5-minute?
Yep.
There was just no development. It was too fast.
They're big candles too.
Yeah. I see Becky literally printing money yesterday and me kind of constantly missing triggers. And finally I was like, I got to get off the 5-minute chart. I can't catch anything here.
Yeah.
And so I went to the 2-minute chart and had a little bit more success there, but I'm back to the 5-minute today. It's a little bit more consistent today. I don't know. It's pretty consistent volatile tomorrow. Volatility is consistency, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised with the earnings today, honestly.
Microsoft stands out. By the way, officially, we should kick Meta out of the Mag 7. Like, just go. Get out. You're done. No more Mag 7 Meta. Not even bench, like off the team.
Oh, throwing down.
If you're a Mag 7 company, you can't miss EPS. Like, you can't do it. No, when 85% of companies are beating EPS and you're Mag 7, you miss, you're off the team.
Oopsies.
That's hilarious.
Tesla,
yeah, I missed one trade by 1.5 points for it to run like 150 within like a minute. I was like, God.
Wasn't that Tuesday as well, or was that yesterday?
Both days is absurd. I'm just like, I'm about to throw my keyboard against the wall right now. Like, it's fine.
Because your trades were good too. Like, there was a great plan.
Banger trades too. Yeah.
I love a Trader's Cup session, by the way. I absolutely love a Trader's Cup
session. I was
like,
man, it's 11:15 too early to grab a margarita. Like, this is absurd.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, right.
I had that thought a couple
times. We just
times.
lock your account first, though, before the margarita. Right. Pre-tequila, hit that lock button, everyone.
Seriously,
PSA.
Right. Well, one of the guys, somebody I've taught in the past and known in the past, he's in Greece right now. And the last 3 days, he's been like, yeah, I'm just getting ready for dinner, having a margarita, and I just made $150 following your trade. Thanks. I'm like, there you go.
Okay. You're welcome. Bought you dinner.
Right? Seriously.
That's right. You're welcome.
All right. You guys want to get going?
Do I get a tip? You know, Justin, really quickly before we get going.
Yeah.
Next time they ask for a tip, give them a bad one. Make them pay.
Yeah.
They'll come back to give you that proper thank you.
Nick,
right, you guys are ready,
tequila. Come on.
Oh.
I'm with Nick.
You just haven't had the good stuff.
Nick, let me know when you grow up, Nick.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, you want to go ahead and count us down? We'll get going. Let's make sure we record it, and then we're good to go. What's up, traders? Welcome to another episode of Market SkyCast, your official BluSky podcast. Now, I'm your host, Justin, joined with the other coaches at BluSky, Coach Matt and Coach Becky. Thanks for joining as always. Now, if you guys have noticed the last couple episodes, we've been doing them a little different. Way less technical analysis, way less charts. We don't even have a chart on this time. That's how much we've switched it up. We are going for real conversations, real stories. We're going to get personal. And this one, guys, this one is something no trader likes to talk about. But everybody has kind of experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't guess, it's tilt. You know, like I've been there, Becky's been there, Matt's been there. I still do it, but it's something that we need to talk about. And if you don't know what tilt is, it's when that one trade turns into like 3, 4, 5. The setups you usually take aren't there. Your rules, they're gone. So we're going to talk about how you can recognize tilt, what we have personally as rules to stop it, and, you know, just tilt in general and some experiences. So I'm really, really excited to get into this. But first of all, Coach Becky, Coach Matt, how are we doing today? How was your weekend?
Hey, my week has been really actually very lovely. Great trading, good time with the family on the off-screen hours, like really a nice, well-rounded week. So it's been great.
Love it.
Yeah, week's been going fantastic. Excited to be here for the pod to have a nice conversation over going on an emotional roller coaster we call tilt. Always excited to talk about that. But I also think it's important to talk about it because we all get impacted by that. I don't care if you've been around the market for 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, or 20. Everybody has an emotional state called tilt, and everybody needs to learn how to recognize it, overcome it, reset the state, and get back to doing what you do best. And so I think it's an extremely important conversation. But the day trading week's been going fantastic. It's every other time frame that has stunk up the joint.
Now, I love how you said, most people like to talk about tilt, and it's true. And it doesn't matter, what point in your journey at, because I've been in so many Discords, and they all have a profit section, right? And you see these people, they're like $1,000 day, $2,000 day. Then they don't post for a few days, and then they come back and say $1,000 day. Well, you know exactly what happened. That $3,000 they made in the last 3 days, it's gone. It's out the window. And it wasn't one trade. I'm telling you, it was a string of trades, but all in one day, all in 1 hour. Maybe in a minute. I mean, these volatile markets, boom, 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 death by 1,000 paper cuts, you are out. So I just want to say, I think it's very important to talk to people when you do tilt, even if it's AI. You can have like a therapist almost with AI, and you can realize the triggers and what makes you do it. And
ChatGPT is the kindest therapist of all time at this point. They say nothing but rosy, sweet things to you.
Exactly. Instead of us going, what the hell are you doing?
Like, what a wonderful idea, Matt. That is the best idea in the history of ideas. Like, that's, ChatGPT is kind as hell these days.
But I talk about it, and just, if it happens, everybody else does it. Don't feel bad. But topic one, as we're going to get into it. And let's start with you, Matt. You've been around a while, seen a lot of traders. Everybody kind of has their own specific definition of tilt, I guess, or what tilt looks like for them. So when you heard the word tilt, what comes to your mind?
Gambling, for the most part. I think it's a gambler's mentality. Obviously, there's a lot of commonality between traders and gamblers. And like on the positive side of the equation as much as on the negative side. But when I hear the word tilt, I just think about kind of the overall definition of it. Tilt is an emotional state that causes traders to abandon their normal decision-making process. And instead of acting through data, they act through emotion. And it's something that is always a negative. Even when you win, when you're on tilt, it's always a negative because it ultimately does. Well, let's put it like this. The house always wins, especially when you're trading emotionally. So I would just say, in terms of tilt, it's an emotional state that basically causes you to abandon your processes. Not just your systems and your rules, but your decision-making process, which is on the left-hand side of your brain up there. And so your right-hand side of the brain starts taking over the left-hand side of your brain, and you become an emotional state instead of an analytical state, and you abandon that. And the reality is, a lot of people will say, I'm an analytical or I'm a creative. We all have both. And so when the creative side dominates the analytical side, you become an emotional state. And that can be very, very difficult. And at the end of the day, you have a tendency to overtrade, increase scale, increase size. And typically it is a very, very big risk to the trader, and especially the risk to the trader over time, not just in that single session. But it's always a negative. And every trader I don't care who you are. Like I go on tilt sometimes, guys. 20 years in, everybody has this. Everybody has these emotional states, but it's important to recognize them so that when you are in them, you go for a walk, reset the posture, reset the state, get back to doing some great things. But yeah, that's what tilt is. It's the abandonment of the normal decision-making process that you typically do take as a human being.
And I think, man, I'm so happy you said that, because I was going to press on to you if you didn't. You said I still tilt sometimes. Any trader that says that, you're lying to yourself. I mean, or you're just
until yesterday watching Becky print money and me not getting in feels.
Yep, I've been there this week too.
There was the emotion. Yeah, of course there was.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Now, Becky, I mean, he kind of stole the words out of my mouth. So obviously, it's when you lose emotional control. But what are some other things that tilt is associated with in your mind?
Okay, well, I'm going to nerd out for a second because I'm the resident nurse in psychology chatter over here. And it literally is a physiological process. And it's so tricky to catch it in real time. And I think that people, like you said, a lot of people will go silent. And that's a dangerous sign in a trader because something's going on that they're worried about telling people about, and they feel embarrassed of and frustrated and have guilt around. But I love that we're having this conversation because people should not have shame. And you recover so much faster when you tell other people, because it's easy to do when money's on the line. Like, you feel threatened when you're stopped, when it's starting to take money, when you're going and trade is going against you. And so like the cascade starts when something starts to go wrong. And it can be a very normal variance in your system. Not every trade wins. Like, many people who are wildly successful have a 60% win rate. And so taking losses is normal. But if you take a loss and you start to feel emotional about it, that's when the cascade can start. And experienced traders will stop that. But what happens in real time is your brain shifts, like Matt was talking about with the left and the right brain. Well, it's also the prefrontal cortex is your focus and your ability to do good work and be very dialed into your decision making and your strategy and your system. But the amygdala is the emotional part of the brain. When it starts firing, it's like the fight or flight. It's like, I'm not losing today. Like, I was about to pass this thing. You start getting aggressive and frustrated. And how can I fix this right now? And like, that's when you slide from the focused decision making into the emotional tilt. And that's like a parasympathetic rest, calm, focused, to the sympathetic, like, I'm going to fix this right now. And so you literally neurochemically have shifted. And so it takes a lot of experience to be able to stop that, because it is a slide that you have to catch before it's in full momentum, like a snowball rolling downhill. I think of a snowball rolling downhill when I think of tilt so much, because it starts with just a little bit of ball at the top where it's gently rolling. And if it gets full momentum, you're just effed. Every count that is available for you to
Very
touch.
effed.
Yeah. If that snowball gets going, every account that is live is in deep trouble. And then you can reset and create the next round of accounts in deep trouble. And so it's so tricky when that slide starts.
Yeah. You said a couple of things that I want to touch on. One, the tilt, especially as a new trader, happens so often when you're at that last $300 from passing that account. Because you're like, you know what? Let me just slam a mini or two, get like 2 points. I'll be in and out. And then you know what? You lose $500. And you're like, all right, how many comms can I buy on this account? 5. Okay, now I only need oh, shoot, it's gone. And then you reset. And when I first started trading, I was trading with a prop firm, and I did that multiple times. And I actually got an email that said, like, are you tilting, from like their AI? And it was like, please take a break. And I was like, shut up. I'm going to buy another one. I don't care. This time it's going to be different. I haven't taken a break. But
there's
the
GPT looking out for you again there, Justin.
I should have listened.
I got a question. Because I saw Becky put this in chat and it made me think about it. I think tilt impacts everybody. Like some more than others, but like it impacts everybody. Do you feel it's a bigger problem in the prop space than in like normal, like you're trading your own account type thing?
It's a great question.
I think it probably is a little bit worse because of the protection of the prop accounts. To be honest with you, it is a reset fee and not a grand of your own money.
You're not seeing the full margin cost that you're trading. That's the biggest difference.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, what's $50 compared to blowing your $5,000 account you just saved up a month to put in?
If you're trading your own money, it's $3,500 in margin.
Yeah,
literally. But not to say, I've tilted cash accounts just like prop accounts, so it's always there, and especially with futures trading. I think futures traders are probably the most susceptible to tilt because it just moves so fast, especially all those crackheads trading NQ. Like that just happens immediately, right? And the snowball effect is so real because that one trade turns into 2 accounts, turns into 3 accounts. And before you know it, you're gone. And that's why they keep saying, like, trade like a robot, because you don't want to get emotional, but easier said than done.
The leverage situation too, because if you're like really calm and you say, with my account, I want to trade, 3 to 6 micros. But when you lose and you're like, if I could fix it faster, if I traded just 1 or 2 minis, and the next trade's going to work because I'm a really good trader. So you start to part of tilt too is changing your leverage to fix it faster because you're starting to get aggressive and you're starting to deviate from your rules. And so there's so much risk too of like getting into that higher leverage situation, because then you start trading haphazardly and not rule based.
Yeah. I think both your answers were perfect. It comes down to emotions, but I'm just going to kind of go a different route because you guys already said it. My definition of tilt for most people I've seen is revenge trading. If you're revenge trading, you're tilting. If you're changing size, you're tilting. It's all the common, symptoms of tilt. But I got nothing to add. You guys absolutely nailed it. So
well, also if you're flipping teams, if you're like that long didn't work, fuck it, I'm going to short.
Oh yeah.
You know,
landing your rules, no bias, no nothing. It's all comes together. But we'll talk about it. We have another segment where we talk about how to identify tilt.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get into, because I do think when you feel that revenge trading, I think that's an indication of tilt.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I think there's only so many ways you can describe tilt, because it is just a shift in emotional state where emotional decisions overcome analytical decisions. But the causation of it and recognizing of it is probably the biggest challenge we all have, because especially when we look at ourselves in the mirror, we have a hard time admitting some certain things, right? We've all
not me, Matt. Never.
Right. I've been the guy on tilt in Vegas that started at the $5 blackjack table that all of a sudden was on the 5-10 no limit hold'em table.
Yep, exactly.
I've been there, so I do recognize it. But yeah, I do think it's important to have that conversation of the recognition.
Well, that goes right into segment 2, and this is I kind of do two different ones. Like, how can you tell if somebody's on tilt, and how do you know if you are on tilt? Well, let's start with you, Matt.
I know when I'm on tilt primarily when I overtrade. Like, that's when I think you can really feel it here. Like you have shortness of breath. You can feel when your emotional state is changing. Like if you understand who you are in your core, it is a manifestation. You can feel the actual physical shift. And so, number one, if you're being honest with yourself, you know it before anybody else does. Now, it's hard to overcome that, even if you do recognize it, but you do know that emotional state because you can feel it inherently. But for me, I would say probably two things for me. Number one, over trading, and number two, scaling and increasing position size. Those are usually the two things that, because I am a very, very structured, systematic trader, especially at this stage. Like, I usually could care less if I miss a trade. Like, it does not bother me, except when I watched Becky print money yesterday.
I feel like I'm a tilt trigger for you.
I can't get my 5-minute pattern. I can't get my 5-minute pattern. But no, I'm totally kidding. I'm just complaining about not being able to get a 5-minute pattern. But for me, it's really two things. Number one, over trading. And number two, because I don't like making 30 trades a day. I don't like making 15 trades a day. I like my zone is like 3 to 6 trades a day.
That's perfect.
I might add or scale in, scale out of those trades, but like 3 to 6 is kind of my core. If I'm trading 15, like I'm an emotional wreck at that point, because I know I'm making emotional decisions to justify action. I absolutely know it without even looking at it. I know it. And then taking too high of a position size, it's the double up to catch up philosophy, and it's a failed philosophy for a very long time.
I mean, I think those have got to be the two most common signs of tilting, at least technical analysis or chart wise. Obviously, emotional triggers and things like that. Now, that's yours. You've traded with a ton of people. What's the most common thing you see in new traders that you're automatically like you are tilting? Besides those two things, because
chasing candles. I think that's the biggest one I typically see in a lot of traders, that they miss the trigger, and instead of patiently waiting on the next setup, like they try to jump and catch the train, and they fall on the tracks and get ran over by the next train. Like instead of just taking a step back, sitting on the bench, patiently waiting on the next pattern, they're like, oh my goodness, that was such a good trigger. Oh my goodness, I gotta go. They jump, get ran over by the Mack truck. So I'd say that, especially when you work with people one-on-one and you get to know who they are as a trader, you can really see the tilt pretty quickly.
Oh yeah.
And it's usually it's them chasing a technical pattern that they were hunting, didn't dare pull the trigger, saw the move, and then all of a sudden said, I got to get some action here. And I usually see that as a sign of tilt.
Absolutely. Great answers. Becky, you're probably going to go more on the psychological side, I'm going to assume. So what are signs for you, and can you notice them in real time, or did you not used to notice them, and can you notice them now?
Whimsy Chick's comment is so funny. Trying to chase Mike because his bills are so wicked fast in the morning. I get that. That's funny. Yeah. So for me, I have had to grow into catching myself sooner, because I think in the beginning, when you first tilt, like, you don't know what sort of demon has possessed you. Like, I think that's a new experience for early traders that are like, I don't know who did that. I was never going to do that. Don't tell anyone. I can't believe it. Now, how am I going to explain to my partner that I spent this money? Like, it's I didn't know it. I never had experienced that situation in my life before trading. And so initially I had so much shame and embarrassment and frustration and tears. And then as I got deeper into my mentors and I trusted people more in the trading space, and I started telling people when I would trade, and then I realized it was as normal as it was, and that everyone had to work through it. Then I started to think about, okay, what the heck is happening? And so honestly, it was a year's progression of like what it looks like for me. But when I'm in that moment, like, I seriously go tunnel vision. Like, that explanation, it brings it so much into my body even right now, because I start tuning out everything, my rules, my system, my entry criteria, my limit on my sizes, the timeframes that I want to look at, what the larger timeframes are doing. I'm literally not listening to anything but my 5-minute or less chart. And I'm trying to like figure out how I can scrape myself back to a green P&L. And it's painful. And I do like the whole physiological cascade of your body shifting into that fight or flight. Like, your heart rate goes up, your breathing pattern is irregular and rapid. You get the sweaty palms. I'm sitting forward. It's so uncomfortable. And then, like Aaron said, it's such a good point about when someone comes in and you're in that state, you're so irritable. And so for me, like, I've literally had to change that, because I'm a mom first. And so like, usually my kids are home. And so like, I can't like snap at them, like, they're just, and so like, it has taken a long time of like catching as soon as I can. And I love the lockout system, because you can just be like, this is not working. Like, flatten a trade that's going against you, hit the lock button, go for a little walk, like phone a friend. And so I do have to say that it was a progression for me, but mine was like, I definitely had all the physiological symptoms of ready to like fight back. But then also, like, I just wasn't taking in any of my data. None of my rules held. Not a single one of my rules held water. And when I'm tilting, I will rebuy back accounts. I will leverage up. I will scalp the crap out of them. I'll get multiple minis and I'll take a quick bite. And I'll just get real scrappy instead of like, technical and wanting to get a good trade and hold it to target. That doesn't even play. And so it's very much a whole situation of like, my technicals are gone and my emotions are fully in charge. And it's really painful. And the carryover from that is pretty heavy.
I think that's probably the number one difference in trading a prop account versus trading your own account, because if you behave like that in your real account, you just blew up your account and
you're done.
The enemy's coming and taking your house.
Yeah, you're done. That's getting margin called.
You cannot behave like that in any capacity when you're dealing with your own account.
Which is funny, because I started with a real money account and I still have it. Like, I never fully blew that. And so it's a good point of like, in that situation, I would take enough of a hit and I would have to stop, because that was real money.
I understand it. I think that's like one of the key differences between trading prop and trading your real account. It's like, because like I have a specific rule. If I lose 3 in a row, I'm done. Like, I'm done that day. Like, it doesn't matter if I tried to 3 scalp, 3 day, 3 breakouts. Like, if I lose 3 in a row, my read's off, and if I lose 3 in a row, my read is completely off. I trust that, and I'll live to fight another day tomorrow or the next session. Like,
but you weren't like that for the first year or two of trading.
No way.
I'm going to the Asian session.
You had to learn that.
Yeah,
but that's a great point, Matt. Because if you lose 3 in a row, that doesn't mean your edge is bad. It just means that day isn't a good day to use your edge. And sometimes traders will pivot and use different strategies. I don't really like doing that, because then it's going to throw you off the next day. But there's certain days like it's just not going to work. It is what it is.
I'd rather walk away from it, live to fight another day tomorrow, than to bust my face up against the wall all day trying to break out.
And Becky, I think you pretty much explained the classic symptoms of tilt, and like, who is this person clicking this button? I don't know this person. So I think that's great. And Aaron, that comment is hilarious when somebody walks in the room. If I'm in a trade and it's not going my way, and my wife's just like, hey, do you want some water? I'm like, get out of the room right now. What are you doing? You just made me lose $300. This is crazy. She had nothing to do with it, though.
If you're acting like Will Ferrell does in Wedding Crashers, talking to his mother while trading, you recognize tilt immediately.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
So when you feel like you guys are on tilt, right? What do you do?
Well, let me go through my symptoms first.
Yeah.
Everything you guys are saying, technical wise, if I do that, if I chase, if I'm not taking my A+ setups. But you said palm sweaty, and I had such a good line ready. I was gonna say, like my man Eminem says, palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. When I start leaning in front of my chair and my heart rate starts going up, and I start sweating, and I'm starting sitting like this, and I just lost a trade, and then I'm going through every single time frame. Okay, there's a trade on the 3-minute. I got to take it. I'm not waiting for my setups. Like I always used to tell people, like there's something like just like the boogeyman. It's called the tilt monster. It's sitting right outside my door, like right there, waiting for the one misstep, and then it's invited to my room, and I'm toast. I'm probably blowing that account. So now, if I notice myself, like my man said in the chat, yelling at my computer, "Why do you hate me?" If I start saying, "Come on, baby," or start doing anything like that, I know I am screwed.
One time, just one time.
Yeah, come on, make it back. I promise. Or
as an analytical guy, whenever you say one time, it's because you failed the other times. Like that should be an immediate recognition of tilt.
Or if you're praying, please, just
especially if you're not a religious person.
I'm not sure if the Almighty cares about you making money on a futures contract.
Yeah. Well, it's always what you guys like. If it gets back to break even, I promise I'll close it out. I promise. And then it gets to break even.
If you turn me into a winner today.
It's working now.
Yeah, it's working. I'm back. That was me. Matt. Becky was watching, but I was on evaluation. I think I had $700 of drawdown left. I was like, F it. I was like, no stop loss, PT. That's it.
Rip it off.
And it goes down like $700. And I'm like, well, guys, this is the first account I've ever blown in front of you. And then it immediately drops and I made $1,000. I was like, see, that's how you trade. All the bad things ended up, and that's the worst when you do tilt and you get rewarded. That's even worse because it reinforces your bad decision because it got you up like that. Get me to break even. I promise I won't do it again. And then you do it again immediately.
And we're not trying to suggest don't talk to your charts. We all talk to our charts.
I talk to the charts 2 hours a day when I'm streaming.
Come on, baby. Don't you do it, Bears. Don't like we all talk to our charts, but we know the difference between begging the chart and talking to the chart. Talking sweet nothings versus begging. Like as a man who's been married for 20 years, I immediately spot the difference between those two. Spot the difference between those two. I'll tell you the number one thing that I do to recognize when I'm personally on tilt is I look at the P&L column too much. Like it's just innate in
a good
me.
one.
Like it just like all of a sudden I find myself spot checking, like
micromanaging the crap out of it.
Spot checking, like okay, all right.
Yeah, well, that's when you start.
I should trust the technical setup. If I trust the technical setup, it shouldn't have anything to do with the P&L. And so I find that's a telltale sign for me as well.
That's a great point because when I start going like, okay, I just need to make 400 on this trade, but like it's such an arbitrary number in futures trading. Like how many cons are you in?
It's a random number.
How many points? It makes it makes just zero sense. Like the trade could be a $2,000 trade, where you're just like, I just need $400 to get out of this hole.
How does
like,
400 have anything to do with where resistance is, Justin?
It has nothing to do. Nothing with an entry, nothing with an exit, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, and one of my last symptoms when I can tell I'm over trading or not over or tilting is just like immediately getting back into the trade. Like no matter what, it's short, long, whatever, and marketing in. If I market in, I know I'm toast. I'm blowing that account 99% of the time.
Yeah, I don't like marketing in.
No, that's such an important point. Yeah,
you're on the 1 minute chart marketing in. Like, okay, I'm
getting right back in a trade is 1,000,000% tilt.
Especially,
it's why I missed 2 trades against Becky yesterday.
Yeah, the worst one. Yes, Reno.
Hey, we won.
The reverse button.
Oh, it was a good day. It was a good day.
If you guys ever hit that reverse button, you know you're doing something wrong.
Try not to hit the reverse.
You can take it away. I recommend taking it away.
I try not to even ever hit it.
Absolutely.
It's dangerous.
Yeah. So now we talked about the symptoms and how you can, now that you're a better trader, you can kind of identify that you're tilting. What are some rules that you have that keep you from tilting? Like, I know everybody has rules. Do you follow them? It's up in the air, right?
You try. You try. As the old dude on the block here,
Hey, you said it. I didn't say it this time.
I had to before Becky did it because you did it last time. Becky,
I love wisdom.
See, that's how you change the state of something. You just own it. Right? I wish I could teach that to a bunch of politicians these days. But in terms of like what I do to overcome it, like I said, all of us have specific rules to protect ourselves against ourselves, right? That's what position size rules is about. That's what risk rules is about. That's what stop rules is about. All of those money management rules are there to protect you against your biggest risk. And your biggest risk is, unfortunately, you. That it's you are your biggest return.
You versus you.
You are your biggest risk. The competition in this game called trading is you against you. It's not you against somebody else. Mm-hmm. So you obviously recognize it, but you have rules to protect you against that. Everybody should have dedicated risk, stop, entry, all that. But that's to protect you from going into tilt. It doesn't change the fact that we all have those emotional states. So personally, I have that rule that if I lose 3 in a row, I just accept the fact that I do not have a good read on the market that day. And it has nothing to do with you as a technician, you as a trader. Just every day is not your day. Like it's going to be okay to not have your day. And so walk away. Also, when I feel emotional about something, it is very important to me. I put a 10-minute timer up. I walk away from the computer.
I love that.
Like 10 minutes, I gotta stay away. Don't look at the chart. Don't look at anything. Go for a walk. Go play with the kids. Go pull some weeds. Go take the garbage out. Go do something outside to refresh. Because what you need to do is you need to reset the mind. That's what you need to do. You need to reset the mind, and you can't reset the mind without a reset of the state. And if you're sitting in front of your computer, in front of your screen, and you're saying, yeah, I recognize I'm on tilt, but I'm going to still, that's like a drug addict staring at a bunch of drugs saying, oh yeah, don't tempt me too much, baby. Like walk away from it, reset the state, come back. You don't have to go away long. Just reset it, change the emotion, change the energy, get back at your deal.
Okay. So this is an interesting one because I know a lot of people work remotely and they might have to be at their computer all day. What would you recommend for these kind of people? Because I know people trade like while they're in meetings, stuff like that.
Don't tell your boss you're walking away for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like they can't see. No, I get a little bit of that, but no, then shut it down. Like shut down your brokerage account. Like minimize it. Do anything if you have to be in front of your computer because you're answering things, right? Or you're in a meeting or whatever the case might be. Yeah, I do like trading in meetings. But in terms of
trading right now.
Yeah.
If you're a trader, you've done it.
I think we're all doing it right.
We all have, yeah.
But no, you have to reset it somehow though, because if you're not going to remember, tilt is a shift in the emotional state. And if you don't change that, you're not going to get out of it. So if that's the case, Justin, you're done if you cannot reset that and step away for a minute, you're just done trading for the day. It's okay. Come back tomorrow.
Love that. Love that. Do you have any specific rules that you have to stop you from tilting, like trade wise, things like that, money wise?
Well, you hear me talking about it when we're in our streams all the time. Like I have to get this pattern at this level. I have all my technical rules are designed to make sure that I'm getting my edge. And if I don't apply, and that's when I know I'm really starting to break tilt is when I break technical rules.
Yeah, that makes sense. But do you have like a daily loss limit or is it more trade wise or something like that?
Free trades.
Free trades.
If I lose 3 trades in a row. 3 trades in a row based on my typical entry and stop loss will never hit my daily loss limit.
Right. And what about winners? Do you have a rule on winners? Or do you keep the streak going? No.
Compound. Take a home run into a grand slam. Go to the moon. When we get to the moon, let's go to Mars. When we get to the Mars, let's go to Pluto. Like let's no. It's more about controlling the risk. But no, I don't have any rules that say if you're doing too great that day, you need to take a step back.
Yeah, because as traders, we know some days there are days, and those are the days that make your month. The rest of the days, you can literally make no money in that one day. Makes your week, makes your month.
I had the great John Bollinger say one time, he's not a day trader, but does a lot of swing position type trading. And he basically said one time, out of all the thousands of trades I make on a yearly basis, if I go and look at every single one of them, 5 to 10 of them are going to make my year. And so when you get those days, you compound and let those bad boys run, because they do a heavy lifting of your overall performance by the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I had a trade last week. I caught that whole downward move. Might have been my best day ever, and I could literally not trade the rest of the month, and I hit my goal. Like that's how insane it can be if you hold.
Futures can do that
and stuff like that, but it's a hard thing to do. Now, Becky, rule wise, what keeps you from tilting?
I think I'm the only one among us that uses this, but I 100% use my daily loss limit. I use it with some grace though. So I put it so it's outside of the space where like one trade will not hit it, should not hit it with my normal size and leverage and position and entry criteria. I will usually give it 2 trades. And if it gets hit, then that's it. That account is done. And so usually I have a couple of accounts cooking. And so and I try not to trade them all at one time. And so if that one hits my daily loss limit, I am not reading it well enough at that time to keep putting leverage on. And so that saves my accounts. And for me, like there was a comment in there about having a monthly budget on prop funding fees, which I love. And my girl Watch is really good at that and saying, you know, I will only budget out of my personal funds, you know, 10 accounts a month or something, or maybe 5 accounts a month, whatever.
Yeah. And I mean, if you blow it, you blow it. You're done for the month, right?
Yeah, you literally can afford them. And
don't put on the credit card.
Yeah. You need to back yourself up. And if you have a daily loss limit that says, you know, maybe 4 to 5 days you can lose, and that account will hold through that. You know, that can get you a week or 2 or 3, and that can protect you, because if your day is just not it and you stop at a certain number and it locks you out, you can be frustrated in that moment, but you can't revenge that. You're locked out. And so then the next day, it could be a beautiful day that plays to your strengths perfectly, and you can make 4x what your daily loss limit was. And for me, that is a profitable strategy. So that is something that hardwired into my system that I use now without fail, because there are times when I would pull it and I'm like, I got this. I can give a little more room. I can trade a little heavier size if I just trade with some cushion, and if I have to reset. But there would come a day where I would still tilt. Like it would be too tricky. I would be just over my daily loss limit, but this next one, fine. And like it's sneaky, you know? And so I think that there's a place for that. And I think when you're drilling in your system, it's more valuable. I think Matt is really well established with his system. And so 3 trades, and he is able to catch himself. And I have tilted still, you know what I mean? Like I'm not immune to that. And I don't want to take for granted that I'm not a human with emotions, and that part of my body could take over. And so that is really protective for me, because I still will get frustrated, or distraction is a big issue for me, because sometimes I'll get in a trade and a kid.
You have 3 kids running around. Yeah. It's summer.
It's just extra protection, man.
Yeah. Now I have a question, and be honest with me. When was the last time you turned your DLL off before it hit?
You can't turn it off when you're in a trade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when you have a trade live, because I've tried and it didn't work.
I was gonna say
you can't. You literally, if you have a live trade, you can't turn it off.
So you never closed your trade, turned it off, and then entered the trade again?
No, I've probably done that. It's been a while. I can't remember, so it's been at least like months. But see, I literally know the rules.
It sounds like he's teaching people in the prop world space some bad habits here.
I'm just hey, we're being
turn off that daily loss limit, guys. You're okay.
I've done it.
I'm
kidding. And then I blew the account, obviously.
It seems like we all have similar rules that stop us from going into the dark depths, right? Like you have your daily loss limit. I have my 3 trades, but like if you take my 3 trade rule, where my typical position size and stop loss rules are, I wouldn't be hitting my daily loss limit. And so if it did, I would probably adjust that rule, honestly, because daily loss is an important thing for you to have. There's no doubt about that. But it does seem like we all have created some degree of rules-based system to maybe not help us recognize it in the first place. That is more inherently designed in us, but as it manifests itself if it gets out of hand, it kicks us out. We move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, just like you, I don't really have hard rules anymore. But I will say, like, new traders, 2 losses, get out of your chair. You lose 1. Actually, after every trade, you should get out of your chair, change the scenery. If you have a dog, go walk your dog. That's the time to walk your dog out. They'll love you. You'll love yourself. And you're not going to say, oh, I just won, I'm killing it, or I just lost, I need to get it back. You're gonna come back with a clear head. But for me, if I notice myself marketing in, I need to get the hell off the charts. That's literally my biggest thing. Or if I'm getting in, just nowhere near a key level I have. Those are my two like non-negotiables. It depends on the day.
I love
Some
that
days
market one, Justin, because you get beat up by slippage all the time.
Oh, especially in a live account. I mean, you guys trading props, you have no idea what you're dealing with unless you trade a live account.
You in a live account.
You go in with a mini, you're down $600, but as soon as you click the button, if not worse. So like those are two of my big rules. This might be the biggest one. I will not take a trade unless I am at my station and have dedicated time to trade. I used to be a phone trader. I'd tilt at dinner while I'm taking my wife out, and I'm like, well, instead of spending $100, I just spent $600 on this dinner.
You know what's expensive, Justin? Divorce.
A lot of things.
It's expensive.
Divorce too. Yeah, that's one thing that keeps me from tilting on my live account.
Yeah, divorce is.
I don't want to get left. Hey, you have nothing to your name anymore. What's going on?
Phone down. Enjoy the dinner with the wife. Is the advice there?
So I don't even have. I have TradingView on my phone.
I don't even know how you guys day trade on a phone. That would drive me absolutely.
I know some people that only trade on their phone. Becky just gave you the look. But I have TradingView on my phone, but I don't have any brokerage credentials saved. I'd have to go into a website, copy and paste it, and do all this. And if I want to trade that bad, I probably shouldn't be trading. So
I trade my 0 DTEs on my phone.
That's different because that's like that charting only comes into it so much. But yeah, I think if I'm trying to trade on my phone, not on my desk, that's a non-negotiable. If it's not a key level, I need to shut it down. Or if I catch myself marketing in, even if it's a winner, like I should probably close it off and get off the charts. So those are probably my three.
Vodka, put the phone down and enjoy the dinner with your wife.
Well, and then I'm at dinner like, oh, is anything wrong? No, everything's great. I love you. Dinner is amazing. I'm really enjoying this burger.
Sure, we should order dessert. It's
dessert. Oh, you want to go out for a drink afterwards? Absolutely. But yeah, so I mean,
water.
And guys, let us know if any of these are if they resonate with you, or if you have any. We can always have more discussions on this. We can continue it in one of our streams in the Discord. We have about 5 minutes left, and Matt, let's nerd out about the Fed. We just had one of Warsh's like first.
They're so boring. They're so boring.
All right, give me 2 minutes.
All right, I'll give you the quick synopsis here. The Fed reported monetary policy yesterday. By the time Kevin Warsh got done talking in his opening statement, I was already bored with it. However, I will say this. I think there's the number one takeaway. If I had to say 3 takeaways here. Number one, the recommitment to the 2% inflationary target is a very big deal. It's very important. And I am very happy that Kevin Warsh is very hard on that 2% hard target. Everybody in America now feels what a 2.5% to 3% soft target is. Just feel about the affordability crisis in America, feel about the cost of living in America, and that is above targeting inflation for the last 6 years at 2.5% to 3% soft target. So I was very happy to see Kevin Warsh recommit very strongly to that 2% hard target. I also think it's important to give Warsh some leeway on the reassessment of how we do our economic reporting system. That's going to be a little bit of a longer term story. And what I think is really fascinating at the Fed is Warsh's philosophy of less is more. Less guidance, less talk, less information, less knowledge coming from the Fed. We're going to talk less. You guys are going to read more. I support that to a certain extent, but when you talk about less is more, I think the market hears that the Fed does not want to provide guidance in any capacity, and that's not going to play a long time in the market. The market will punish the Fed for that. I do think what I really didn't like about yesterday was Warsh telling the market that the bond market had already done the job of raising interest rates. I felt that, and he said it 7 or 8 different times on 7 or 8 different questions. It's an extremely bad message to the bond market. It's an extremely bad message to the stock market. And the more he said it, the more the market bought him yesterday. Every time he went back to we don't need to raise rates because the bond market's doing our job. That's only part of the puzzle. The bond market is doing your job because they're telling you need to hike. Not that they're doing your job for you, but that you have your policy is off. So the bond market is saying the policy should be near 5% right now. The Fed is at 3.5% right now. The bond market is screaming to Warsh to act. Warsh is refusing to act, saying the bond market's doing the job. The bond market will make Warsh pay for that comment. And so I just felt that lack of leadership there was I felt it was a missing component yesterday. But Warsh is trying to make the Fed his own. He's only in the job 3 months right now. I'm more than willing to give him some leeway, and that leeway will literally end after the Jackson Hole speech. That's where he will reset the Fed policy, is at the Jackson Hole speech. It's at the end of August. It's the next catalyst coming out of the Fed. That's the next time that's going to be important to talk about the Fed. And that's where Warsh can really put his stamp on the Fed. So I'm open-minded to it. I didn't feel like it was a good performance out of the Fed yesterday. Some of the attempts for transparency has created some lack of transparency, quite frankly. And so it was a little weird. It was a little weird coming from Jay Powell's press conferences, honestly.
Way different. Yeah. I like the shakeup though.
Well, I do too. I do too. And like Warsh talks tough, like, Paul Volcker was tough. And I have a ton of respect for that, because Paul Volcker is, in my estimation, the best Fed chair in the history of the Fed. And so I love the aggressive language on inflation, but you got to follow through. Paul Volcker, if Paul Volcker was running the Fed yesterday, he raises by 75 basis points, and he doesn't even care what the market thinks. That's what Paul Volcker would have done. What Jerome Powell would have done is talk tough and then kick the can down the road. Yep. And at the end of the day, that's exactly what we did yesterday.
I need to see the data. The data will tell us everything. Or they just inject reverse repo $1 trillion into the market every day.
Whimsy chick, I'm assuming you're talking about the Central Bank of the United States of America, which is the most powerful bank in the history of banks, and they don't have zero reserves. They have a printer, and they put paper into that printer, and it creates money that every one of us have to, basically work and trade and everything. So I would say they have plenty of paper in.
They have unlimited reserves, I'd say.
Yeah, we have lots of trees. We can cut them down, put them into the paper machine. Like we got lots of reserves. Yeah.
All right. And then before we get out of here, everybody, one win or one lesson you learned this week. I'll go first, and Becky's is probably the same, but I passed a BluSky orbit evaluation in 10 seconds on FOMC the other day. So that's a big win for me this week. One day to pass for all the degens out there.
My win for the week is definitely FOMC yesterday too. Like, I felt like I traded my system. I showed up, I laid it out. I had a great conversation with everyone in the live stream about what we were seeing and what levels would hold, and splayed a couple really good trades live. That was really a wonderful session for
you. Had Matt fiending over there. I saw him.
Oh, she had me tested. Yeah. I was like,
the dark side.
It made me question certain technical rules yesterday. Yep. Let's just say it like that. I'm
the devil on his shoulder.
Yeah, 100%.
You are the devil on my shoulder. Both good and bad, though. Both good. Yeah. But what was the question?
What was a win or a lesson, real quick, that you had this week?
A lesson, a win. Oh, Lamb Research was a win today. I'm trying to think. The lesson I learned this week was earnings themes. Earnings themes are similar to technical themes, like technical patterns. They have a tendency to develop, and then when they break, you have a tendency to trade the breaking of a pattern. Earnings themes are really dominant in the first 2 weeks of the earnings season, but once the market picks a theme, it dominates throughout the rest of the season. The early earnings theme was anything to do with the AI trade was sell first, ask questions later, which means on the release of the EPS, not the guidance, not the conference call, but just the release of the top and the bottom line numbers, market sells. Beats, misses, in line, doesn't matter, market sold. That was the case up until yesterday. That theme changed with Teradyne, Seagate, a couple other of the AI names yesterday. And then remember what I said yesterday, team. My hot take was one of the Max 7s tonight is going to beat and going to get the market love. And today that was Microsoft. And so themes are very important in earnings season. I'm not sure that was a new lesson for me this week. That is a very old lesson for me, but it should be a new lesson to other traders who are getting used to navigating earnings season. And so we have a theme change. I'm willing to bet the market starts pricing in the future earnings over the next 2 weeks differently than we saw in the first 3 weeks. Oh, the Korean pullback. Oh yeah, the Korean semiconductors. Please stop dying every day, and we can finally get a bid there to get sustained.
Yeah, guys, I don't know about you, but tilt I could talk about forever. That was such a great discussion, but we are out of time. So until next week, stay profitable, guys, and we'll see you later.
Hey guys, welcome back to BluSky TV. We just filmed another podcast live with y'all, talked about all the aspects of tilt and what we experience and how we manage it. So that was such a great conversation. Thank you guys for hanging with us. And now it's power hour. So we got, some time left. Let's see if we can see what trades are going on. I am flat on the day. I traded minimally because of stuff going on in my house today, but I think Matt is on fire. So I can't wait to hear about his sick day.
It's been a decent day so far. Still early, but I'm starting to count the chickens there. Definitely. Yeah, this is my third trade of the day, honestly. First trade was earlier in the morning session, but got involved right here on that first trade. Becky, one of the things that you have really influenced me on is utilizing VWAP as a pullback zone and kind of working off that VWAP zone.
Mhm.
Once you got into VWAP, a little bit of pullback confirmation back up above the 9 triggered there. Order got T2 order got drilled here without a scalp, by the way. Got drilled right there at the 45 level. And then I retook the trade after a beautiful proper development here. A little bit overextended going into that breakout here of the 74.44 level. A little bit of a pullback, a little bit of consolidation. You know me, that distance from that pink line right there is just too far. Like that getting tightened back up. Retook the trade when it came back up above that breakout. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. That's just an ongoing situation. I have not trailed the stop loss to break even. I had a bad trigger here. Bad trigger. Actually, no, this is my third trade. Excuse me, I added to it. But as you can see, do you see this consolidate? Do you see this pop right here, Becky? And do you
Yes.
see how it then just flatlines right here?
Yeah.
Okay, it kind of feels like it's flatlining in no man land.
Yeah.
Nah, there's something very important on top of that price action. It was the 90 MA before it broke through that level. And so you're talking bulls. You know what the amazing thing is right now?
Breakout.
The bulls are having a better day today than the bears had yesterday. That's amazing to me. That was the best
They're taking it back.
days that they've had in forever.
Yeah.
And the bulls are like, you're done. You're done. You got your moment. You got your moment in the sun. You had your little 15 minutes of fame. You had your trade. You had your fun. And now we're going to punish you. And that's what the bulls are doing here today. They're doing it. They're doing a lot of good work. And it just so happens to be on the backs of some negative economic reports, which is a very good thing for the Fed. They don't have to be as aggressive in their interest rate conversation when negative economic reports come into town. Dollar getting smoked here today, just absolutely annihilated. Have you seen the dollar today, Becky?
I have not.
Look at the dollar today. That's the dollar today. Earlier in the week, we're fighting multiple time frame breakouts. By the end of the week, we're talking volatility and a nightmare for the dollar. And so it's not shocking to see a lot of assets having a lot of good moments today, given the fact that the dollar is not fighting anything here today. And so I thought that was a very, very, very important catalyst on the dollar today. Again, that was on the negative GDP report and the slight miss on the PCE report. Slight miss on the PCE report, really positive. Slight miss on the GDP report, a little bit economically negative, but is positive for the Fed. So bulls came to play here today, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I didn't love yesterday. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So we're just going to let this one play out.
Yeah. I was just looking at gold too when I was getting ready to hop on here, and they're trying to hold up too. They've been printing everything is above VWAP today, and they had a pullback, but they might be wanting to try and hold here too.
I agree with everything you just said. I would also suggest very strongly, if we close above 4,200 at this point, after what's going on in the dollar, I'm not just going to be thinking about day trading on gold. I'll tell you that right now. That above 42 is a really, really important number. And so just keep that in mind. Gold's development, honestly, and its reversal has been really, really impressive.
Yeah.
I think Ethereum has been a really impressive reversal. I think gold has been an impressive reversal. I think Bitcoin and silver have been less impressive on their reversals.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great overview of those. And this breakout right now is good. NQ was looking a little bit weaker. It hadn't broken out yet, but NQ just broke out as well. Looks like following the ES of strength.
Oh, look at NQ getting dragged up by utility companies today.
Ooh.
I kid, NQ people.
Microsoft was good for it though. That earnings,
Microsoft's fantastic. Microsoft's earnings report is fantastic. I thought Lam Research had a really good day.
Yeah.
But honestly, the problem with the NASDAQ is not earnings. Like it's just not. Earnings has been really, really good. On the negative side of the equation, Meta is literally terrible.
Yeah, what's their problem? Get together.
Bad company.
Really?
Yeah, Breezy, I'm right there with you. Like, if there's anything I'm ready for, it's a gold breakout of 4,200.
Get it together.
Like even KGC and Analog Gold, they both reported earnings today, and both were beats, like decent beats. Both of them had 30% revenue handles year over year. Gold stocks want to move, but they won't move until gold breaks that 4,200. So I would keep an eye on both gold and gold stocks. Like, I think we're seeing bottoming formations in the gold stocks.
Yeah.
Confirmation is the key that you're right on your projection, though, Breezy.
Watch them. We'll see what they do.
So at what point should I be a little bit more aggressive in trailing this stop loss? I've been pretty lazy with it so far.
This pop is beautiful on ES and NQ. Like, I'm regretting not having enough attention. I'm tired today, and I'm kind of caught up with other stuff.
You had such a great day yesterday. Like, taking the day off, letting me catch up a little bit is not that. No, I kid. But you did have a great day yesterday, and you were busy this morning.
That's literally the situation. So I'm like, this is beautiful. I'm so glad that you're in it. And I hope other people also got in this long breakout. This is a beautiful pump right now.
Yeah, I don't want to Reno, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I certainly want to start adjusting, but like, I'm a little surprised that the bullhorns coming into Power Hour. Like, they had already did a hefty amount of lifting today, and now they're trying to close above the 90 EMA on the daily chart. So I want to give it a chance.
Yeah.
And I am not patting myself on the back, Reno, but I'm kind of on a little bit of a streak here, 7 for my last 7.
Beautiful.
And so I kind of feel like I want to let this one play a little bit.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's like moving. That's great.
Now, a couple of those Renos were like literally got the stop slightly above break even and got stopped out, but still a green.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, NQ has got some targets above. I was just looking at 300 is real close. I mean, I easily could tag that with this breakout. And then.
So my ultimate question here is, do I want to try to let this bad boy trend? Because I fully expect the 90 EMA to get touched here on the 5-minute.
Right. Like, it's due for a pullback.
Yeah.
Yeah. They both are after a pump like that to take a little moment.
No, I'm trusting Reno. Reno, I'm letting it ride.
Yeah.
We're going to withstand a little bit of a 9 test here.
There you go. See what she can do. Give her a minute. This is strength. I like the idea of like giving it a little wiggle room.
This is the first day in earnings season that I have felt like earnings season is performing like a normal earnings season. And I know we're 35% of companies have already reported. We're 2.5 weeks into it. We're already talking about Max 7 reports. But it just stands out to me as an earnings guy who really truly tries to understand how earnings works. It stands out to me today quite aggressively, quite frankly.
Mm-hmm.
That Microsoft bid on the release of the EPS was a catalyst change.
Yeah, that was a strong up.
Especially on the same moment when Meta just decided to be like, if there's one thing I would say Meta tried to be today, they tried to be what was that one What was the one social media company before Facebook?
Oh,
What was that one?
MySpace?
MySpace. Meta tried to be MySpace today.
Oh no.
The joke would have been better if I didn't have to ask for MySpace's name.
They were so long ago. You put me in the
Well, yeah, I was like trying to think, what was that name of the? Yeah, it was MySpace. By the way, I never had a MySpace.
I did not either.
No.
Facebook was starting to take off, and MySpace was starting to fizzle, so I just went straight for Facebook. But yeah, that a lot of people did. It held for a little while.
The only reason I even know anything about it is because of that one amazing movie about the creation of Facebook.
Yeah. That was a very interesting tell-all situation. Better or worse?
Worse for a couple of those dudes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Changed lives.
Mm-hmm.
Gold just popped out of that. Gold just popped a little bit here.
15 hourly. Yeah, we're starting to get into some very important resistance levels.
Yeah, this is good. Just going for it.
Like maybe sniff 90.
Today?
Maybe like max 90, maybe 7,500, like max.
Yeah.
But even at that, like
85 is a good target too.
Yeah, it's anywhere up here. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many. This wick is probably 82. Is that kind of where you were looking?
Yeah, 80 to 85 is an area of interest for me.
So many different resistance zones here.
Yeah.
But you know what? In the last 30 minutes, the market seemingly does not care about resistance right now.
No, we're flying.
So let's just go.
Love that. Good. It's good luck. I think NQ, like at that 300 is just right there. We'll see if it can overtake it or not, because that's like a nice round number. That would be a good pump up out of this breakout, but it's holding still on the upside.
Yeah.
They both
are. 2 bars here, like bar, 9 EMA catches up, boom, drill that.
Yeah.
That's a decent breakout last 15-minute candle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the fact that they're moving in tandem is always a good sign.
They're bad in a couple hours too.
Dow is strong today as well. Since morning, she's just been pumping. She's stronger than the strongest.
It's the interest rate conversation. Like when there's this old adage in the market that goes back all the way back 15 years ago now to the birth of quantitative easing. And it's good news is bad news is good news.
Mm-hmm.
We got some bad news today on the United States economy. We got some bad news. The bad news was GDP came in at 1.6%. Nobody's going to be like 1.6%. It's a great number. It's a ridiculously bad number. I don't want to say it's ridiculously bad, but it's a miss. And so we got a miss on GDP. Expectation was 2.1. We came in at 1.6. And even when you look underneath the hood, the economy is a little bit softer now than it was last quarter. That's bad news for the U.S. economy. But what that also means is if the U.S. economy is not going up as fast, that will alleviate the inflationary pressure. And so it's good news for the Fed, who doesn't like to raise rates, but would love to lower rates. And so the biggest problem in the market right now for the Fed is inflation. And so a little bit of economic weakness, couple that with some inflation weakness, is a really good moment for interest rate policy. And so it's called bad news is good news. And typically that means dollar down, all other asset classes up.
Yeah. Very interesting dynamic that I think is counterintuitive, but we see it play out all the time.
Kenny Power's self-help tapes were fantastic vodka, and the central bank should listen to him as well.
I don't know of that.
Oh, it's eastbound and down. It's It's a raunchy comedy TV show on HBO. It's legitimately hilarious.
Perfect.
Yeah. Kenny
Sounds like
Powers.
a good- Sounds like some good entertainment.
Yeah, it's a little crude, but it's pretty funny.
Happens.
Listen, I don't make the rules, vodka. I don't like good news is bad news. I don't like bad news is good news. But I also don't create the environments to create those things.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that the United States equity markets do not reflect the United States economy. I don't like it. But I didn't create the environment. I think it's important to understand it, though.
There's a little bit of a pause here on the push. We'll see if she can hold the momentum here and get one more energy up.
Yeah, that's my point too, vodka. Is you trade the market you have.
Mhm.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
It's a great lesson. So stay current with your price action, your levels, and see what's going. Trade the opportunities we get and manage your risk.
But to go back to what we were talking about with Warsh, it's also why Warsh wants to have less information coming out of the Fed, is so that we don't create environments like good news is bad news and bad news is good news. But that's his ultimate goal. I support it. I also think he's going to fail to get there. It's hard to change stripes from 15 years in the market. Market participants today are just not prepared for things like Volcker used to do. It would utterly crash the financial systems.
Different world.
It just is. It just is. A little hesitation here.
Yeah,
I don't think we should be
the breakout.
There's a lot of resistance on top of the price right now.
Yeah.
Like, I think you can make an argument from 80 to 7,500 on the ES that there is resistance there.
Yeah. I think so as well.
But the bulk is controlled so much, I don't want to get out.
Here's so noisy. Yeah, I think we definitely saw a breakout. And so I think after a breakout, oftentimes there is a little bit of a retest of that breakout. It's just, will there be another push after this little pause retest still on the small time frames, or is the resistance gonna
Ace, didn't we talk about this yesterday? The next time we were at 74.80? Didn't we talk about this? This was the level, right? Yeah, this was the level that we dumped yesterday. That's right. That's right.
Ooh.
Huh.
What's she gonna do now?
I'm gonna adjust slightly on that one there, Ace.
Mm-hmm.
That was a V shape though. That thing got hit and started pulling back immediately.
Holy moly, the momentum on that move. That was wild.
It was wild.
Yeah, that was a wild day.
Like, the buyers just, man, they fell to their knees and just got smoked.
Dude, they hit that resistance. It was like a 20-minute hesitation, changing of the hands, and then it fell off the cliff. It did not stop.
Honestly, it was a little surprising.
They held it to the close. Whew. Yeah, that was a wild day.
Yeah, there's definitely a secondary pattern developing here, though.
Yeah, I think we could be getting a little pullback action here. Could be done with the top here.
Yeah. But I just I want to see that 9 EMA test. Like, you got to fill that for me.
Yeah, it hasn't fallen. It's just the momentum up. And so it could have one more push in it. We got 34 minutes. We got time. They could hold here.
We also got Apple and Amazon tonight.
Ooh.
Two big
Any
ones.
thoughts on those?
I don't have as many strong opinions on Apple and Amazon as I do the other Mag 7 components.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I'd traded Apple more recently. It's the one that has done really good recently, but like Apple's been off my radar for a while. Ever since Apple decided not to compete in the AI trade, which some people really, 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 really like that out of Apple. I was not one of them. I was the one that said, oh, Apple's not competing in the AI trade because they don't have a technical development. No, and they don't. They're a marketing company, in my opinion. But others say, well, yeah, but that's a positive because they haven't spent $380 billion on CapEx build out, and they're just going to acquire, companies that because they have very rich cash reserves, and they'll be able to be a merger and an acquisition giant over the next 3 to 5 years. And so I certainly understand the arguments, and I kind of feel like I missed that part of Apple, but because I was there, I just decided I didn't want any piece of Apple. But Apple's been really good recently, and that weakness in this environment has become a strength. So I'm very open to Apple post earnings. I'm always open to Amazon, but Amazon, like for 5 years, doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. $180 billion juggernaut company with amazing growth records doesn't do a whole lot, but they don't. So I
It's
kind of feel
almost a
Microsoft
staple.
and Meta were more important. That's a great comment actually, because it's becoming that the way we treat Amazon to a certain extent. I don't think tonight's reports are as important as last night's reports. Qualcomm, Lam Research, Meta, Microsoft, all very important to the AI trade tonight. Amazon's a tier 2 AI name. Apple's not an AI name. So and the reason I keep coming back to AI is because that's all the growth out of the market is coming from AI. And so I don't think tonight's as important, but it's certainly an important night. I'm a little bit more interested in Apple than Amazon, honestly. Probably because I missed out on the latest move in Apple.
Yeah. So now you want to see what else you got.
Okay, I don't mind the short here. Like this is where the market topped out yesterday. There's lots of resistance on top of the price right now. I'm going to let the 9 EMA play out, but I could definitely see bulls locking in profit coming into the close in front of those major earnings reports too.
Yeah, we could be putting, a wick on the day, right? And we talk about towards the second half of Power Hour, like there could be some counter action here. We'll see.
Yeah, I actually think both the NASDAQ and the ES did quite a bit of cleanup work today against some of the nastiness of the daily chart.
Yeah, that was a heck of a daily candle yesterday.
That's a fear candle on the daily chart yesterday.
Yeah, it was just liquidating. That was wild.
I can't counter trend if we can't touch the 5-minute 9 EMA. Like if you can't even show me enough profit taking to touch that, I just can't entertain it.
Yeah.
But I also understand somebody saying, yeah, but I love the 80 level and I want to take the stab, low probability, high reward type scenario.
Yeah. I think it's worth a little scab. The risk reward is light up there after the push up. I got a small short on MNQ when it broke structure on the 5.
If I was fresh, I'd probably be looking more bear here coming into the close.
There was no entry for the long, like you got the stick entry and it pumped so fast. It was like, I just can't chase it out.
How much you going to squeeze out of that orange today, Bulls?
Yeah. Yeah. They had a good run.
Well, they had fantastic, like nothing coming into the close is going to change the fantastic day the Bulls had today.
Yeah. I love that. They did a good job.
It's better than 2 big red days in a row. That thing creates nightmares on longer term charts.
Well, it also makes you think like it was a fear candle because the earnings is going to be strong and there wasn't a lot of actual change came out of the meeting yesterday. And so then the market is just doing what the market does, which is pushing up. And Microsoft had a great catalyst.
I agree. The Fed did not change anything yesterday.
Yeah. I'm just so curious because a lot of my strategy with FOMC was all from the Powell years. Like every single episode that I studied was from a Powell administration, and so I was kind of hesitant.
You never traded in Yellen or Bernanke. I started with Bernanke. Bernanke was the Fed chair when I started.
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Yeah. So I never got any of Greenspan's nonsense. But helicopter ban, big ban. I do like the helicopter ban. That man never met a printer he didn't like putting cash into.
That's fun.
He's also, in my estimation, what is gold? It's tradition. I like that. He also, during the height of the subprime meltdown, where he was basically running the central bank and telling everybody there's nothing to see here in front of congressional testimonies, he was using his own personal account to acquire as many mobile homes as he could in an environment where he knew subprime housing was going to destroy, while he was in Congress in testimony in front of Congress saying subprime looks to be controlled.
That's special.
Like, get out of here. You're lucky you're in central bank and we can't put you in jail.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's terrible. So immoral.
Yeah. Capitalizing on American pain.
While you're gaslighting the America that there is no pain, while you know they're getting their house taken from them and they're going to have to buy more mobile homes, so you acquire a ton of mobile homes in front of it. Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, stick. Well, we're sort of just fading back here, but not doing a lot of big moves. There's a little slide.
Oh, I definitely think I'm going to stopped out, but
I don't know necessarily.
I really haven't seen any aggression here at all. Like,
yeah,
boring.
I wouldn't say necessarily. We could get a pump here.
That's why I want to give it a chance, just not a big chance here.
Yeah, well, you got the entry. Like, that's good.
Like, it's at this point we're in the technicals. We're like, bulls, you got to do something here.
Yeah,
you got a doji near the 9, two red candles. Bears are here through bulls locking in profit. What are you going to do with that, bulls?
Yeah. I wonder if gold's going to take out this last pivot at 78. She's been marching up since we started. A good look.
It is a good look. This chart right here on the 15th says, don't sleep on the Asian session tonight.
On which chart is that?
Gold.
Gold, yeah, right?
It's got a good little multiple time frame breakout going in front of the larger 4,200 breakout.
Higher highs and higher lows.
Either breakout could catch some love. I said, this is the candle the bulls got to do something, Becky.
Yeah. It could fall back down to the breakout.
Yeah.
Keep sinking here. What you got?
I'm out. I'm flat now. Probably done for the rest of the day, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be tough for me to reemerge as a bull because, again, that daily chart's so strong, but how much can you really drive today, there's a lot of resistance between 7480 and 7500. There's just a lot of resistance there. So the path of least resistance is down, but how much down? Dealer's choice.
Yeah. Maybe down to like 60 where it broke out of.
Yeah, I could see that. Back down to VWAP after that, but
yeah,
we'll run into time issues on that one.
I think so. Mm-hmm.
I don't see a lot of control here, Vodka. Like bulls have control of the trend, pattern, day, environment today. Like bulls have dominated today, but I'm talking as of right this very second. Like I'm not sure who has that. I think there's kind of a lack thereof right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see. The bears need continuation here too. Like it's not a safe trade either because it's a beautiful breakout, and so it's just kind of retesting that breakout. So it could be that the bulls resume one more push before end of day here as well. So the bear move is not necessarily safe either.
You don't like the weak, meek, liberal bears, the soy boy bears. That's so funny.
Mike said something in stream earlier when he was streaming. He's like, "Were the bears in hibernation?" It was so funny.
Oh my goodness, they are
I
today.
laughed so hard.
Now the bears, after yesterday's domination, now the bears are soy boy bears. Like it was just 24 hours ago, they literally slapped the bulls around, and now they're soy boy bears. I love this.
Yeah.
I want more of this. Vodka, I want more of this. Making fun of those weak bears. You can't carry a trend. Bulls don't have any theme, and you just got your heart ripped out. Bears, really,
baby.
Yeah, the Bears had their day yesterday. It was brutal.
They did. They had a little party, and then it was all taken back overnight and today.
Mm-hmm. I thought they said Bears take the escalator down and Bulls take the elevator.
We had an elevator ride yesterday.
We jumped out the window of a 52-story building yesterday. There was no elevator ride. It was not so a roller coaster at Disneyland. It was a Six Flags drop it like it's hot.
What's that Disneyland one where you're literally in the elevator and it's like Hell's Hotel or something? Tower of Terror.
Do they still have Tower of Terror?
It was terrible. That thing just made my stomach fall out of my body. I cannot. I think that they might have changed it to make it less scary.
I think they might have changed it too. I can't remember.
Okay.
I haven't been there a long time.
Yes. Yeah, Garden of the Galaxy in California. Yep.
It's been a day or two since I've been at Disneyland.
Yeah, we're coming. My kids don't know, but we're gonna do it over November. So it's my near future.
My family goes down there multiple times a year.
Nice.
I think my kids are going down here in a few weeks.
Oh, fun. Ooh, in
My
August.
wife, big Disney gal.
It's gonna be hot. Your wife is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Big time.
You get a quiet house when they're getting all the crazy town monkey.
Oh, they don't invite me to Disneyland.
No.
Mm-mm. No, I because I'm not as cheerful about all things Disney. My happy place in Disney is the bench outside Splash Mountain while I'm shorting Disney stock. I can't even do that anymore. I was yelling at Nick, by the way, team. Nick, you're telling me I cannot sit on the bench outside Splash Mountain and short Disney to make me feel better? Okay. By the way, I don't think you'll ever see a higher percentage of people with fake smiles in the world than at Disneyland.
Fake smiles.
Fake smiles.
Come on, it's the happiest place in the world.
That's why You tell me after you take those young kids down there after that weekend if it's the happiest place on earth.
I'm tired already. I'm tired. But you are
great. This is fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
We don't go all the time. Like
it's fine.
Yeah, no, this is rare for us. My younger two have never been. Only my oldest. We've only gone one time as parents, and it's time. Like
I think for the little kids, it's such a good memory.
Yeah,
such a good experience.
Doing it a lot is less appealing to me though, because it wouldn't be a novelty. It wouldn't be so exciting, Like I think that it would be different. I think.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if she's gonna get that slide down to 60, or if it's just gonna hang around. And
I've done a couple Disney cruises vodka. They do them right. Like they are ridiculously priced. Yes. That pound of flesh is still being taken out. But it is a quite amazing experience, honestly.
A Disney cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Cruises
my kids just loved it so much.
Out of Florida or where?
Yeah, we went out of Florida, did the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember everywhere we went, but we did a couple of them.
Nice.
Although I do want to do a cruise up to like the Alaskan cruise on the Northwest up here, like the one that goes out of Seattle.
We did that a couple of years ago. It took my parents. We did it out of Vancouver, BC. We drove up to that port and we went out of there. It was really good. It was beautiful. My parents' dream vacation, so we want to take them before they get any older. And so it was
I've never got a visit up there. And it's just, I love nature. I love mountains. I love that stuff. I just think it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Plus, I'd rather take a slight chill than heat.
Yeah, well, that's my thought of Disneyland in California in August. Sounds very hot.
Mm-hmm. And this flag is just a snooze fest so far.
I know, and we want to talk about trade, but the trade was the pump, and that's what hit target, and
better opportunities to the downside. The structure of the trend is on the bull side. Somebody else make that trade.
Yeah.
My only concern is time left in market. And if this was just a pivot here, I would be all over this pattern. But when you do come out to the larger time frames, excuse me, let me get to that hourly chart. Like there's a lot of resistance here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Including the level that dumped yesterday.
Exactly. Yep. The monthly level. Yeah, fade back makes sense, but also the structure is up. So, take it with a grain of salt. Watch your risk on it.
Vodka, you're talking about the carry trade? I'm assuming you're talking about the carry trade there. Yeah, I have concern with Japan as well. I have a little bit concern with South Korea as well, but Japan from a carry trade. South Korea just needs to stop dumping semiconductor companies.
I love the semiconductors, man. We need that.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can fix Japan's issues though.
And this trade is just sideways. Did
you guys see what happened to those Korean gamblers yesterday? Millions got margin called. Millions.
Whoa.
Lost everything.
Dang.
I was honestly a little bit nervous coming into the market today. Like when I went to bed last night, like even though the market was fine, like we have seen multiple times the market dump on South Korea as semiconductor news in the last couple weeks. And so like it's kind of been a little bit more important recently. And yesterday there was a report that came out that like literally millions of people got margin called, and because they were dealing with some very aggressive leverage. Obviously always a telltale sign of bad behavior, but it was nasty.
That is so dangerous. Like leverage.
Well, especially leverage on leverage. Like a lot of times people don't even know they're compounding their leverage. And it's when things go bad, they don't recognize it until it's too late.
Right.
That's why I was like, when you trade your own accounts and you deal with margin, you have to have a deep respect for the margin you use.
Yeah. Because it can get bad so fast.
Can work both ways. How we can geek out on home runs works both ways.
Yeah, it really does. That's why base hits, man. Base hits get you paid. That adds up. It compounds. It keeps you in the game.
Yeah.
Mike built up his margin, man. That guy's been in this game a long time in this futures world.
Well, they can when you built your house on some cards. That was to Vodka's comment. I agree with you, Vodka. They happen everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like when you look at where those South Korean traders were doing, they were adding on leverage after parabolic uptrends. Like crazy stuff, like absolutely outlandishly crazy stuff. Like parabolic uptrend, no technical analysis, nothing. Markets already moved 30%. And they're like, hey, let's go use the bank's money and buy up everything. Like, yeah, tilt, Reno, tilt. For us in the US, that'd be tilt. For those South Korean traders, just another day that ends in Y, apparently.
Wild.
Exactly, Vodka. They were treating the literally NASDAQ like they were a meme coin or a meme stock, like GameStop.
Trading is getting more and more like that, like the YOLO energy of like a true lack of respect of like a real system and skill and strategy. It's not cute.
That just means it's easier to cut them up over time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, they're fodder for the traders.
Yeah, that's true. Liquidity.
Like knowledge is the differentiation in that team.
Yeah. And attention to your craft, treating it as a business and a craft. And like we were talking in the podcast earlier about, like treating it as a business and budgeting for it and like long game and having to deal with your tilt behavior so that you can, execute as if it's a business too. It's like, I don't know. It's just so easy to F around and it's dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Lots of people like the F around stage. Not a lot of people like the find out stage.
It's fun when you're winning, but it can get really dangerous in a hurry.
Exactly. Well, imbalances have came out, and if you didn't know it, the candle didn't tell you.
Yeah.
A little bit of fade. Here comes a little move.
She seems to be going down.
I think the daily chart's so impressive on both the ES and the NQ. Like in terms of the wipeout from day to day. Like there's not a chance in the world I thought we were going to do this today when I went to bed last night.
The strong pump.
I was expecting recovery day. Okay, that was my base case. I literally put on a go to bed trade last night on the long side, expecting a little bit of a recover day, like half the candle. Like you see this candle over here?
Yeah, like
that.
a rest day.
You see this candle right here? Like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a volatile mess, which is obviously we like that type of volatility as a day trader, but most other time frames we need to see these things simmer down a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I was expecting a rest day of like some trades in both directions, a little bit sideways. Yeah.
Yeah, Reno, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking about. It was like a slowing momentum. Because I'm not going to be surprised when we start putting in the low point here. But this thing is acting like it wants to V-shape in 3 days back up to the highs.
Yeah.
And you know me, like I don't love those environments because we catch a lot as a day trader, but we don't catch a lot in other time frames. And so I was expecting slowing momentum, but green. We're getting engulfing. And that's kind of shocking after yesterday's pricing.
Yeah. True story.
Here's the real test on it. NASDAQ 9 EMA there.
We're on it.
I'm not going to catch a V. I never do. I don't even try to catch the V anymore.
No.
Like I'll catch my secondary pattern development. You know what I mean?
Secondary patterns are the best. See if you can get on the pullback, let it show and prove it. And,
Honestly, it'd suck for the day traders, but the best thing for the market would be 5 days of nothing. Like stop overreacting to every single data point that's coming into the market like you are a child. I was talking to Mr. Market there. Doubt we're going to get that.
No, I don't think so.
One thing I expect more next week is a little bit of the same.
We'll see. It'll be interesting.
Turning too many earnings.
Yeah.
Over 100 earnings next week.
We're in the heart of it.
Well, we are just a meandering here.
Yeah, we really are. It's just sliding slowly, but it's getting some wicks. It's just kind of dancing. Kind of volatile though. If you're like watching it, it's just kind of whipping.
Yeah, like in an environment where nothing, I have been entertained with the wicky to wick up and down.
Yeah. What is he doing?
Like it's honestly, we've seen more movement in the last 5 minutes than we did in the last 15 minutes, but still, I don't know what you do with it coming into the close unless you're just kind of scalping the top levels here.
Yeah, I got my short on NQ and I scaled and I've got a runner on MNQ, but it was just dinking around. Like I just got my stop moved in profit, and
I like your side of it more than the other side. Like this thing ain't carrying anything right now.
No, but it's not even doing anything. Like
it's not doing anything.
In profit, but not by much. You know? Whatevs. Locked in a little green. That's enough. I'm a smaller day for me, but yesterday was fun. So, like you said, every day is going to be different, and not every day is going to be home runish. That's fine. That's the beauty of trading too. Like we can take days off, we can really capitalize on our best setups, and we can just be like, I just don't feel good, or I want to focus on my family or whatever. And like we get to decide that. You know, it's not like you have to clock in and do the same energy of work or whatever each day. You just get to, you know, that's it. You know, whatever. It's great.
Well, team. Today was fun. Had a podcast. Really enjoyed that conversation with you and Justin today on the pod. Power hour.
Me too. Yeah.
You got some final thoughts for the team as we kind of dial in the conclusion of today's programming at BluSky TV?
Yeah, I think it's good to have the conversations about like tilt and to recognize that we gotta like honestly do our best to stay steady through all of this, because it can really cause big emotional swings and like big highs and lows. And so the more we can just try to lock into the system of it and trade in our best system, and every time we get more experience and we get more competent, and then the confidence comes, and just give it time. And, like today I'm having a light trading day, and, it's great. Like trading is a wonderful opportunity. So I'm just so thankful to everyone here being with us, Blue Sky, and capitalizing on these opportunities together. And cheers to, doing it again for all the days.
Team, it's absolutely fantastic navigating today with you guys in Power Hour. Caught a little bit of a bull trade. Becky faded a bear trade here coming into the close. Green's green, right? If you love Blue Sky, you love the Power Hour, what we're doing in BluSky TV, hit that like, and got some wonderful evaluations on the BluSky website. The orbit plans are fantastic. Check those out as well. With that said, I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll be back with more from Blue Sky next time. Same time, same channel next week, all week long. We navigate together. Team, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.